Station Scenic Railroad. I'm JB, I'll be your tour guide. Third base of Superstition Mountain sitting over there. And on this end, it is a little over 5,000 feet above sea level. And it's the second most photographed spot here in Arizona. Geologists agree that that mountain over there was created when a volcano began erupting 25 million years ago. Now today, Superstition Mountain and the mountain range is a federally protected wilderness area covering approximately 250 square miles. And being designated a wilderness means no motorized vehicles, no mechanical or electronic equipment, and no prospecting or mining of any kind allowed within the wilderness boundaries. Now looking over here to the left for a few minutes, we have a lot of cactus growing between the tracks and the town. Here's the tall ones, the giant saguaro cactus. They only grow in the Sonora Desert and can live up to 250 years. We also have my pear. We have several of them over there around that small saguaro and a couple more coming up in the middle. And we have cholla, right back there beside the tracks, staghorn. Coming up here on the left, we have the chicken cholla, also called the jumping cactus. And coming up here on the right, we have some mining equipment set up for you. A head frame, muck bucket, and a winch that you'd find on the main shaft of a mine. We also have the different size work carts beside that head frame. That small gray one was used down inside the mines to move that ore to the main shaft and get it on the muck bucket. And the larger ones were used to haul it away to a processing facility near the mining operations. And coming up on the right at the bottom of the hill, we have the old Wasco mine. Been owned by the same family since 1983. A couple of years later, they did manage to get $500,000 in gold out of that large trench at the bottom of that hill. And that type of mining is called open pit. Also there on the right, we have a good example of a wooden head frame, common in the mining industry up until 1904, 1905. Then they began disappearing when they started building the head frames out of steel. Now looking off into the distance, north of Goldfield, about 35 miles, we have four peaks. The tallest mountain in this part of Arizona and a little over 7,600 feet above sea level. During an average winter, we will see snow on it 2 or 3 times. But the amazing feature about four peaks is up there on the southeast face, between peaks number 3 and 4. Near the top, you're going to be standing at the entrance to North America's only commercially owned and operating amethyst mine. And it does produce some of the finest in the world today. There are a couple of shops back there in Goldfield that carry four piece amethyst. You'll like to check it out before you leave town. We have an old air shaft over there on the right. A few more gold mines farther out there in the desert. Now first, that old air shaft And the yellow building over there belonged to the Mammoth Gold Mine. And back in the 1890s, the Mammoth, which is between the fence down there in the wash and that yellow building, was the largest and richest mine here in the Goldfield Mining District. It's also the deepest gold mine here in the valley. The main shaft is a little over 1,000 feet to the bottom. And the names of those other gold mines farther out there in the desert are Top Pump, Black Queen, Black King, and the Golden Hillside. They began discovering all those gold mines during the 1880s, and it was business partners from Mesa, Hicks and Morris, having first claims out here. They also had this gold to themselves for a couple of years because there were still a few Apache in the area. And at that time, they were the only men brave enough to venture out here in the desert and risk their lives going after that gold. Now, it was very early, 1890s, when it was finally safe enough for other folks to venture out here in the valley, hoping to discover their own gold mines and make a fortune. And at that time, one mining company was set up, taking the gold out of the ground. Now, before I continue with the brief history of the gold mining that went on 127 years ago, look out the left side of the train, over there to the east. We have some really great views of Goldfield and the legendary Superstition Mountain in the background coming up. And if you folks over here on the left would please sit up so the folks on the right can get a better view, I appreciate it. Thank you. You folks over here, go ahead, stand up, check out that view. Now in the past, the Superstition Mountain over there has been called several names. And the most common were Thunder Mountain, Crooked Top, and Espuma. And that's Spanish for bone light. It was the late 1860s when that mountain over there ended up with its current name. And the credit for that name goes to the farmers that were settling in the area back then along the Salt River and the Gila River Valley. Quite a few of those farmers considered most of the local Native Americans were extremely superstitious about that mountain after listening to their stories. And eventually, a handful of them farmers started calling it Superstition, and that is the name that caught on. Now back to the gold mining. One day back in 1891, Hicks happened to be out here hunting about a couple of hundred yards back upstream in the vicinity of the Mammoth Gold Mine that's sitting back there in the wash. I came across the vein of gold partially exposed from flash flooding. And that discovery was the one that got the mining town of Goldfield growing out here in the desert. A couple of days after he found that vein, one of the local newspaper headlines stated that they discovered the Lost Dutchman gold mine. They just found a very large, very rich body of gold ore in the Goldfield Mining District just west of Superstition Mountain. And folks started moving out here from Phoenix and Mesa. And it didn't take long for the population of Goldfield to exceed them two towns. It was 1893 when the mining town established their charter and became incorporated. In October that year, they opened up Goldfield's post office. A couple of years later, during the peak of the gold mining out here in 1895, Goldfield had over 30 businesses and buildings in it. There were an estimated 2,500 residents all over the valley. And about 1,000 of them were gold miners and their families living out here among the hills and canvas wilderness. There were a dozen gold mines operating in the area then, but only two of those, the Black Queen and the Mammoth, were large enough and significant enough that we're still talking about them today. And going back to the 1880s when it was getting started, and the word was spreading out southwest that they had found gold here in the Western Superstition. Holland Sullivan, a mining company from Denver, heard about the story, arrived here in Arizona in 1886, and they started buying up the claims. They offered Higgs and Morris $20,000 for the claims they had. They accepted the mining company's offer. And out of that handful of claims Holland Sullivan ended up with, a couple of them didn't do too bad. The first one was a Black Queen. Between 1887 and 1897, that mine produced $500,000 in gold. And this is back when it was worth $20 an ounce. And the other claim that ended up doing well for that mining company came the Mammoth Gold Mine. And that bit of gold that Higgs discovered did lead to the largest and richest body of gold ore that was ever found out here, Mormon Stoke. And for nearly 2 years, the first several hundred feet of it was producing 300 ounces of gold per ton. There was a 20-step mill set up over there at Mammoth Mine. Processing got ore 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. And between 1891 and 1897, total gold production from the Mammoth was 64,000 ounces. I got $20 an ounce. That was $1,200,000 worth. Not a bad return on that $20,000 investment. All the other gold mines out here in the valley under different ownership produced $3 million during that same time period. Now Goldfield, like a lot of other mining towns in the southwest back then, didn't last very long. It was 1897 when the gold started to run out, mines were shutting down, and the miners and their families were leaving the area. And Mammoth, one of the gold mines that were still operating out here, were finding veins of low-grade ore. Then the mine owners got greedy and made a decision to follow one of the veins a little further underground. It would turn into a larger, richer than gold. They believed an old saying, often heard in the mining industry. That's usually where you found it before. But this time, the mining company's luck had run out. What they found instead of that gold was groundwater, and a lot of it. After cracking into an aquifer, and then a couple of weeks later, still being monsoon season, the area received nearly 5 inches of rain in a very short period of time. That caused a lot of flash flooding. And Mammoth Gold Mine being flooded from below and above with tons of sand and gravel shut down. And the mining company being broke, packed it up and headed back to Denver. A couple months later, with everybody gone from Goldfield, it was the United States Postal Service that officially made it a ghost town when it deactivated the post office in November of 1898. And put an end to the richest era of gold mining here in the Goldfield Mining District.
Kathy.
Together, we're
the Buffalo Check Chicks.
Kathy, I'm so excited. Guess where we are today?
Goldfield Ghost Town.
For our adventures in Arizona. Yeah. So we're really happy to be here. This is out in Apache Junction, only about a half hour from our home. So we thought we'd make a trip out here. It's gorgeous today.
Beautiful day.
Yeah, so we're going to look around this town. It used to be a gold town back in 1893,
Yep.
But after 5 years, their gold dried up. So the mine was shut down. They tried to reopen it a couple of times, but it flooded. They had all kinds of problems. But at its best, there were 4,000 people that lived here in this little town. Can you believe it?
Wow.
They had tents and they were camping all over the area back where the rattlesnakes were at foot and the scorpions. I don't even want to think about that. So, but they had several saloons here.
And they have a brothel.
They have of course they had a brothel.
Yeah. Steakhouse behind us.
Yeah.
or over there.
So today we're just going to walk you around and share the adventure of Goldfield Ghost Town with you. So enjoy. So hey, Kathy.
Where do you want to go?
Well, the saloon's right there.
All right, that sounds good.
How about an old-fashioned sarsaparilla?
That would be nice on this hot day.
Sure would. We can go horseback riding.
Yeah. There's the horses.
Oh, yeah. He can cut and stuff when he... Anybody want to go horseback riding? You can rent a horse here. I've actually done that before, and it was a lot of fun. Let's go take a peek at him.
Yeah.
It's hot today, Kathy.
Thank God it's not summer.
Aren't they pretty?
Horses are kind of frisky. We got a live band too.
Yeah.
Black horses are frisky.
We probably need to look inside the saloon because it's probably...
Stairs.
I want to go take a peek inside the saloon.
All right, let's do it.
A lot of people out here today.
There is. Beautiful day. Look at the view up here. It's beautiful.
Wow, look at that.
The view. It's really pretty. Dinner time.
Oh, that's okay. No, I was just taking a peek inside. So crowded, I
Alright.
just want to peek inside.
Let's check out the saloon. Too many people? Wow. Maybe not. There's a lot of people in there.
There's a lot of sarsaparilla drinking going on in there. They got a live band today.
Oh, okay. There's the brothel house. Don't have that bird cage anymore. They used to have a bird cage. I remember Anthony and my brother.
Oh, I remember the bird
were
cage.
in the bird cage.
Yeah.
Where'd it go? It's not there.
Here you go, Mike.
It's the bordello.
Of course, it's across street from the saloon.
Right.
The Pony Express office.
Yeah. take a train somewhere.
And what is this? I just want to take a peek.
That's the back end, I think, of the
Oh.
saloon. Steakhouse. It's a steakhouse too.
Oops, excuse me.
There's the church.
Let's go check out the church.
Yeah.
Can you believe at one time 4,000 people out camping out here?
Wow.
Oh, look, there's the bird cage.
Oh, there's a bird cage. They moved it. They moved the bird cage. Look at the baby. How cute.
I like all the old stagecoach wagons.
Yeah, those are neat.
Can you imagine traveling like that back in the day?
No shocks or anything. No air conditioning either.
Oh my gosh. I wonder how long it took them to travel like 100 miles or something.
I
something
can
like
imagine. There's another church.
Let's say church at the Mount Sunday School. That's the Sunday school building, I guess.
Huh. This is a newer edition they put on here.
It's pretty.
They have a shooting gallery at the end of the church.
Eagle Eye Shooting Gallery.
Yeah.
Let's go take a quick peek.
All right.
Whoa, watch your step.
What, sweetie?
And this is a church that is still in use.
Yeah.
Isn't it pretty?
It is pretty.
Yeah. No.
No, okay, I was gonna say, you just told, you answered the question we were thinking. I was like, oh.
Yeah, they have Sunday services here. Let's take a peek.
Yeah, they have Bibles and envelopes.
Songbooks.
Songbooks, yep. It's cute.
Pretty little church.
Yeah.
Look at the size of the saguaro. They say it takes 60 years for a saguaro cactus, and I know I'm not pronouncing that right. Is it saguaro?
Saguaro.
To throw one arm, 60 years. And they can live up to 250 years old.
It's crowded today.
Arlene loves
Look at-
garden slabs.
They're having a hanging.
Oh. That's funny. We should get our picture taken in the jail.
Should. Yeah.
I just want to look here real quick.
Okay.
Okay, it's lovely little.
Cute little things, little
plants,
gnomes and
yeah.
stuff.
Those are.
No jellies.
There's a place in
It's
AJ.
pretty big in here.
I love wind chimes.
Okay, yes, right. It's a motion picture.
So you guys are doing another show at 1 o'clock. We will be back for that.
All right.
Thank you so much.
All right, here's how we get these shows going. You gotta get them feet, the stomping, them hands clapping. Welcome to Goldfield, Arizona. Again, welcome to Goldfield. We gotta go and find us, and we're here to bring a little smile west entertainment to you. I'm gonna talk to you first about safety, though. Where you're at right now, you're in your safety zone. Please don't get any further out in the street than you are right now. If we find Gum Street, a couple things are going to happen. One, we're going to stop the show. That's for your safety. And we're trying to shoot you. Whatever you do, don't get out in the street during the show. If we're shooting real weapons with live ammunition, it's something that is variety, so it saves on the gunfighters. And it's chilly and pretty noisy all over the street. That newfound hearing aid. You might want to turn it down a bit. So if you have any small children, please cover them little ears. And if you got man's best friend with you, hang on to Fido. We hate seeing that doctor ragging on the Goldfield when the shooting gets going. Folks, take a look around. At the base of the Superstition Mountains, Goldfield, 1893. We start back in that time period, sit back and watch till the Old West come to life.
How big that cactus is. How big that cactus is.
I got water. Here's your water slab. Help us out. Your water. That's what you get for what you wanted. No, son. I don't see you hang. You're not hanging up there. Get him under control.
That's who that is. I'm pretty sure.
Which way is the sheriff's office? Sheriff's office right up there, partner. Who are you anyway? Oh, there we go. We're gonna hang still. Hey, we're gonna hang still.
We're hanging.
Our job.
Hey, I killed that school teacher.
Right.
Let me get the sheriff. Let me get him. I'll be fine.
What's going on here?
Sheriff. You got territorial marshal here.
Oh, it's about time.
Yeah. Well, I just about put him in there with him and let him strangle him.
We need to get him out of here. This town's been like a powder keg all week long. We're gonna tear apart any minute now. Can you say you make the truth on that? No, you got the writ. You're gonna hang him here now. Yes.
No, we're not. We're gonna hang him. Are we doing that to him?
Yeah, get him out of
We're gonna hang this guy who killed the teacher. Yeah, hang him. There's the gallows.
Julie, what's going on here? What's going on? No, I told him to give it to us. What, you gonna give it to him? You did it right to him. Hey, you see what's going on here? Yeah, we want to hang them up. Well, we ain't gonna let that happen like last time. We don't have we don't have one. Hey, what they got up there? You guys need to disperse. Hey, now you guys need to disperse. We're not. You're under arrest, trying to drive an officer in the car. Under arrest. Here, I'll do it with this. You're not gonna hang me. folks. Hey, we can't leave the town looking like this. On the count of 3, I need you all to yell out. Are you cowboys dead? 1, 2, 3. Are you cowboys dead? Oh, we're dead. Go to the gun, go to the
So we want to thank you all for stopping by to see us today. We hope you enjoyed this video. We've had a blast being out here at Goldfield Ghost Town in Apache Junction, and and I put her on the spot.
And
she's the
let's see.
quiet one. I'm the loud
quiet
one.
I don't know.
But thank you to all our new subscribers. We've had a boost this week. We hit the 300 mark,
Yes.
surpassed it. So I'm so happy about that.